Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to second PUC Business Studies online classes. Friends, in the previous class we have studied about the pricing, then factors affecting pricing, price determination, isn't it? Now let us move on to the physical distribution or the third element of marketing mix, place or physical distribution. What is physical distribution? That is distributing the products, because the manufacturers or the marketers and the consumers will be in far away places. Maybe someone who is manufacturing some product in America and customer maybe in India or maybe UK, isn't it? Can't say. Nowadays it is global market. The entire world is treated as a global village. Any person can purchase any product from any corner of the world. You can log into the computer system. Even at midnight you can do your marketing. You can purchase the product. You can pay online, isn't it? And then you can get the product at your doorsteps without going out of your house. So this is the order of the day. So physical distribution means the distributing the products to the customers through various channels. So channel means the route or path that is followed by a product, isn't it? Like we have road, we have railway track, isn't it? In the same way, the product starts from the manufacturer or producer, moves further, there may be agent middleman, there may be wholesaler, there may be retailer, and ultimately it will reach the final consumers. So the gap between the consumers and the producers is filled by these agent middlemen. There is agents who are there in the chain of distribution. All these are participants in the chain of distribution. So it starts from the producer, the goods moves from the producer's hands to different, that is people involved in the chain of distribution. Then ultimately it reaches the consumers. Then consumers will consume the product. So here physical distribution involves all these channel members, and the channel is the route or path used by the product to reach from the producer's hands to the consumer's hands. So this is called a channel. So different channels of distribution. Physical distribution is a must just because some goods are produced seasonally and they are demanded throughout the year, like rice, isn't it? Produced during a particular season and demanded throughout the year. Everyday people need to eat rice, isn't it? So you have to store it properly. You have to shift it to the retailer's house from the wholesaler's godown, and it should be stored. It should be properly warehoused. All the marketing activities or functions should be done, like grading, sorting, labeling, everything should be, packing, everything should be done, isn't it? Then only the product reaches the consumers. So here, through the physical distribution, the place utility is created. That is, from where there is no demand to where there is more demand, products will be shifted. And again, there are some products which are not produced in a particular season, but they are produced throughout the year but demanded during a particular season. Like umbrella, raincoat, isn't it? These are produced throughout the year and they are demanded only at the start of the rainy season. For 2 or 3 months there will be demand and there will not be any demand during the summer days, whether you need a raincoat or an umbrella, no. Isn't it? So you have to make sure that you will supply the products as and when it is required by the consumers. For that there are different channel members and there is chain of distribution depending upon the nature and type of the product. Now there are different channels of distribution, as I already told. Let us know the functions of distribution channels first, then we will move on to the distribution channels. Functions of channels, distribution channels, that is the first one is sorting. Functions of distribution channels. First one is sorting. What do you mean by sorting? That is segregating, isn't it? That is segregating in means that is grading. Maybe of uneven size, of different quality, maybe foreign particles are there in the product, or you want to, that is make it equal size products, especially in case of cashew nuts, isn't it? You have to grade it properly. If it is broken, another grade. If it is half broken, one grade, isn't it? Then it is fully, that is holes, isn't it? Will be another grade. In that holes also scorched one and plain one, like that. They will assign different grade for the products, depending upon its color, size, quality, all these things. So when the products are sorted or segregated into different, that is predetermined standards or qualities, then it is called sorting or grading. So this is first, that is a function that is done by the channel members or the channels of distribution, functions of distribution channel. It may be done mostly by the wholesalers. Retailers do minimum work, not there is much work, they will not do much work because they need it in there is a small quantities as per the requirement of the consumers. So this is the work of mostly the manufacturer and the wholesaler, agent, middleman. Sometimes they will do the work of sorting the products in the godown. Second one is accumulation. Accumulation means collecting and assembling together, gathering together. Like rice produced in different parts of the country, isn't it? It should be where there is more production. From there we have to collect and accumulate in a particular place so that we can distribute in that area. Mostly in Punjab, isn't it? Wheat revolution, green revolution, after that wheat production increased. So wherever there is demand for wheat, it should be supplied to that area. If you supply wheat to South India, do you think it will be demanded? No. Because staple food of South India is rice, isn't it? And staple food of North India, especially Bihar, UP, if you go to that side, they eat roti, that is wheat items rather than the rice, isn't it? So there you have to accumulate wheat, and here you have to accumulate rice in South India. That is what you have to do. So accumulation means assembling from different parts, arranging from different parts, or collecting from different parts of the country and keeping in one place where there is more demand. Wherever there is demand, we have to shift the products from producing area to the consuming area, and we have to accumulate, or we have to keep it there in huge quantity so that we can dispatch to the market as and when there is a demand from the customers. So that is second, that is function of distribution channel, accumulation. Third one is allocation. allocation. When you arrange the products in a particular place, when you accumulate products in a particular place, then it should be sent to different markets depending upon the requirement of different markets. Suppose there is more demand from Karnataka, we have to shift it to Karnataka. In Karnataka also there are many districts, isn't it? Maybe it is demanded more in maybe Belgaum or Hubli or wherever it is. Cosmo cities, there the demand is more because people are more in that area. Maybe Bangalore, isn't it? Bengaluru, there is more demand because they are not producing there. All are, that is, people who are there, they are mostly office goers or workers, building workers, maybe all these people. There will not be, that is, agricultural work within the city. So there will be more demand for these products. We have to arrange the products in that area and we have to allocate to that market. That market means an area where there is more demand. We have to send the product and we have to make them to buy the product. The consumers should get the products nearby so that they will get, that is, more satisfaction, and the products, if it is allocated properly, all the customers will get the product and there will be more demand for the product. Next one is assorting, isn't it? Assorting. Fourth one, sometimes when you go to market, when you go to purchase something, isn't it? You will buy all the requirements together. That should be arranged together. Then only you will buy. Otherwise, not possible. Suppose a sportsman, maybe a cricketer, isn't it? He wants bat, maybe wicket, or other things like gloves, hand gloves, isn't it? Helmet. All these are required. Jersey, isn't it? They want to buy from a particular place. If a sports shop, if it arranges all these things in their shop, then it will be easy for a cricketer to buy those things together. Otherwise, the customer has to go to maybe 10 different areas or shops. It will be very difficult for that person. So when you arrange all these things together, then it is called assorting. Assorting or assembling the things which are required by the customer. All the things that are required by the customer, isn't it? The next one is product promotion. Product promotion. Product promotion. What do you mean by product promotion? That is creating demand for the product by the channel members. Mostly the wholesalers, in association with the manufacturers, they give advertisement and all other things. Or large retailers, they also do sometimes the work of the promotion. Even the retailer in his shop, he displays. You might have heard regarding this Pepsi or Coca-Cola, isn't it? During season, what they will do, they will see where there is more demand for the product, who purchases, which retailer purchases more quantity from their company. What will do? The sales representatives, isn't it? Or the sales officers, regional sales officers, or that area sales manager, they will come to their shop and they will say, if you place this much of order during this month, we will provide you one refrigerator at free of cost. Condition is that you need not pay anything, maybe 1000 rupees or just 500 rupees you have to pay. We will provide you one refrigerator. Condition is that you have to display the products, or that is a Coca-Cola or Pepsi, in front of the shop or in such a place where they will tell you to display. And free, that is a LED bulb will be there inside the, that is a refrigerator, so that in night, during time also, the people who are passerby, the people who go in that busy street, isn't it? They will see the Pepsi or Coca-Cola and they may buy. They may get tempted to buy, isn't it? Because during hot season, even at night, maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, shop remains open and people feel like thirst, they will enter the shop, they will buy, isn't it? So when someone is hungry, if food is there in front of that person, don't you think he will go and have it? He will go and have it, isn't it? Definitely they will have it by paying the amount. So when someone is thirst and you are seeing inside that person is seeing Pepsi or Coca-Cola or any soft drink for that matter in front of him, definitely he will be tempted to buy and he will buy. So that is what the trick is, friends. Giving refrigerator is not that is like on charitable basis. No, it is not like that. There is business behind it. There is trick behind it. That is one of the marketing technique, isn't it? It's impressing the customers. So they cannot hold the Pepsi bottle and say, buy this, buy this, buy this. Can manufacturers say like that? Can manufacturers do like that? Whether they can meet all the customers who drink soft drinks? No. So this is one of the promotional techniques. So product promotion will be done by the channel members rather than the manufacturer himself. Clear? Next one is negotiation. Sixth one is negotiation. Who does the negotiation? Whether it is the manufacturer? No. Mostly it will be done by the retailer, who is in direct contact with the customers. He will get the feedback from the customers. He gets the complaints or grievances of the customers. He collects a lot of information about the product because he is the person who is in direct link with the customers and he knows better regarding the product demand and the customer feedback than the manufacturer who is somewhere manufacturing in a different corner, isn't it? So here negotiation regarding warranty, guarantee, replacement, price or any other, that is after sales surveys or delivery, door delivery, everything, these are the things which are done by the retailer or the channel member. So physical distribution, these channel members, they do the work of negotiation with the customers. Then last one is risk taking. The channel members, the physical distribution channel, isn't it? The people who are involved in the chain of distribution, they bear the risk. Most of the times they bear the risk. The wholesaler, he gives advertisement on behalf of the manufacturer. For that he will get some, that is a commission for that, isn't it? And sometimes joint display by both manufacturer and the wholesaler, joint advertisement, isn't it, by both. Such things are done, or sometimes they will share the amount that is spent, or the entire amount will be reimbursed by the manufacturer and work of promotion will be done by the retail, that's a wholesaler or sometimes retailer also, isn't it? So during that time, whatever that is a damage, pilferage, leakage, all this occurs to the product, that will be borne by the channel members. Because for that the manufacturer will give a deep discount to these people, that is the channel members. They will get heavy commission, heavy profit, isn't it? So that they can bear some, that is part of risk also. When the risk is high, profit will be high. Risk is less, profit will be less. Correct? Yes. So this is about the functions of distribution channels. Moving on to the types of channels. As I already told you, a channel is the route or path that is taken by a product to move from manufacturer, that is placed to the consumer's hands. That is a route or path that is traveled by a product from manufacturer to consumer, isn't it? That is called a channel. There are different types of channels. Mainly there are two types. that is a direct and indirect channel. Direct and indirect channel. First one is direct channel, second one is indirect channel. What is direct channel? Very simple. There are no channel members, there are no intermediaries, there are no, that is a person who are involved in the chain of distribution. That is straight away from the manufacturer or marketer to the consumer's hands. Direct marketing, isn't it? The manufacturer, he sells through his own outlets. He opens his own retail outlets and he will sell. And they are the branches opened by the manufacturer himself. So manufacturer to directly consumer, no middleman. So the manufacturer can reduce the cost of the product, because he is not involving anyone, he is not giving any commission to any wholesaler or agent middleman. So it is called, that is a direct channel. Indirect channel means the product passes through different middleman or the intermediaries in the chain of distribution is called indirect channel. When a product directly passes from the manufacturer to consumer, it is direct channel. When the product passes through different people in the chain of distribution, it is called indirect channel. Of course, zero level channel, we call this as direct channel as the zero level channel. Zero level channel. Zero level channel in the sense there are no middleman. No middleman in the chain of distribution, like agent, middleman, wholesaler, retailer, all this will not be there. Only the manufacturer and the consumer. That is called zero level channel. Zero level channel. Remember this. Now let us move on to the indirect channels. There are different channels like one level channel. Under that there are different levels. One level, two level channels, three level channels. One level channel, two level channel and three level channel. These are the three types of indirect channels. One level channel, very simple. There will be one intermediary, that is a retailer. Only retailer will be there. So we can say that manufacturer or producer, then retailer, then consumer. This is called one level channel, where only one intermediary, that is a retailer, is there in the chain of distribution. Goods are directly sold to the that is a retailer by the manufacturer, avoiding the agent, middleman and the wholesaler, and retailer will sell it to the consumer. That is called one level channel under indirect channel. Remember, they may ask you in examination, mention one channel of distribution. You can say zero level channel without any middleman, or you can say one level channel with involvement of retailer, that is manufacturer, retailer, consumer. You can say like that. Clear? Yes. Second one is two level channel, where we are involving two people in the chain of distribution. Wholesaler and retailer are the two people, that is manufacturer, wholesaler, or retailer, consumer. So to become any channel, there must be manufacturer at the beginning and consumer at the end. Remember friends, in examination most of the students, they will do mistake. They will write manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, done. Who will buy then? The student will buy? No, isn't it? There must be consumer. So any channel, when you speak, it must have head and tail. Head is manufacturer, tail is consumer. In between you can involve anyone, isn't it? Understood what is I am saying? So without consumer, channel is incomplete. Without manufacturer, channel is incomplete. There must be manufacturer and consumer in a channel. In between you can involve anyone. Clear? Yes. Now here under two level channel, manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, consumer. You know the meaning of wholesaler, wholesale trade, retail trade you have studied in detail in internal trade in first PUC business studies. I don't know how far you remember these things, I don't know. Very simple. Wholesaler is a person who is involved in the chain of distribution. He purchases in large quantities and sells in small quantities to the retailer. He is the connecting link between the manufacturer and the retailer. Clear? Yes. Then retailer is a person who is a connecting link between the wholesaler or manufacturer and the consumer. And retailer is the last link in the chain of distribution. He is the last link in the chain of distribution because he is in direct contact with the customers. He will sell it to the consumers. So he is the last link in the chain of distribution. Clear? So manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, consumer, that is two level channel. Moving on to the last one, manufacturer, three level channel, manufacturer, agent, middleman, wholesaler, retailer, consumer. There are three people involved in the chain of distribution. Manufacturer is the person who produces the goods, manufactures the goods, or a producer here. Then agent, middleman. What the agent will do? Agent will not take any risk. He will book the order by visiting different wholesalers' shops, and the order will be placed with the manufacturer, and manufacturer will send the goods directly to the wholesalers godown, not to agent middleman's godown. Agent middleman he is the one who books the orders and places the orders with the manufacturer. That is the only work the agent middleman does. And for this he will be given commission. He will be given some income for him, isn't it? Then manufacturer, agent middleman, wholesaler, retailer, consumer. Wholesaler, agent middleman and retailer, he connects both these people. Retailer connects the consumers and the wholesalers, isn't it? And retailer is a person who sells goods in small quantities to the consumers. He sells the goods as per the requirement of the consumers. He is in direct contact with the customers, so he will give the feedback of the customers to the manufacturer through the wholesaler or agent middleman. So this is about the different channels of distribution, Now let us move on to the factors determining choice of channels. Which channel should be selected? How to decide it? There are some factors which determines. Let us move on to that. Let us analyze those things, isn't it? Factors affecting selection of channels, right? Factors affecting determination or selection of channels. Affecting selection of channels. Selection of channels. Yes, under that first one, product related factors. Product related factors. Product related factors. Yes, what do you mean by this? Product related factors means the factors that are associated with the product, nature of product, type of product, isn't it? So for selecting a channel, you must think whether our product is perishable one or durable one, or which is having, which can be stored for a longer period of time, isn't it? All these things you have to take into consideration. If the goods are perishable one, like vegetables, milk, isn't it? Which channel you have to use? You have to use direct channel because If you involve more people in the chain of distribution, there will be delay in the that is shifting of goods from manufacturer to the consumer, and consumer will suffer there. He will get that is inferior quality goods or deteriorated that is goods he will get. So as they are deteriorating very quickly, that those products should be shifted to consumers as early as possible, avoiding all the channel members. Here direct marketing or direct selling works, because if you involve the people in the distribution channel, then there will be delay in the distribution of goods. So that is first point, product related factor. If it is consumer durable one, refrigerator, washing machine, isn't it, television, LED, isn't it, then what are you going to do? You can store it for a longer period of time. It will not deteriorate in its quality, isn't it? The quality remains maintained. Then you can use longer channel, or such products which need aggressive selling, then you can go for that is channel members. You can involve some members in the channel of distribution. That you can do, isn't it? So that is product related factors. What type of product you are manufacturing, depending upon that you have to select the channel members. Whether it is 1 level, 2 level, 3 level or 0 level, you have to decide and you have to opt the channel. Second is company features. Company features is you have to think about the company. What type of channel the company wants to select, isn't it? If the company wants to sell their retail outlets only, then like I told you, isn't it, Udyawar, Jayalakshmi Silks, they have no branches. They want to sell the textile articles directly to the consumers, so that they can save some cost, that is paying commission or whatever the name you call to the channel members. They can avoid and they can give deep discount to the consumers, so that the consumers will get the product at a cheaper rate, isn't it? So this is what the company characteristics features are. If a company wants to select the channel members, they want to involve channel members in the chain of distribution, then there may be lengthy channels. Or if the company wants to sell directly without selling it to others through their own outlet, then there will be direct marketing, direct channels will be used, 0 level channels will be used. This is about the company features which affects the channel selection. I will take up the other part in the next class. Now write down the assignment. Assignment question: functions of distribution channels. Mention the functions of distribution channel. Mention the functions of distribution channel and submit assignment on time. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.